Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna. Um, can you confirm if you can see the screen?
यस प्रभु जी।
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायण नमस्कृत्यं वरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 19, Swallowing the Forest Fire. Shri Sukha Uvacha क्रीडाशक्तेषु गोपेषु तद्गावो दूरचारिणीः स्वैरं चरन्त्यो विविशुः तृणलोभेन गह्वरम्. Shukadeva Goswami said, while the cowhead boys were completely absorbed in playing, their cows wandered far away. They hungered for more grass, and with no one to watch them, they entered a dense forest. अजगावो महिष्यश्च निर्विशन्त्यो वनाद्वनम् ईक्षी ईशिकाटवीं निवृद्विषुः क्रन्दन्त्यो दावतर्षिताः. Passing from one part of the great forest to another, the goats, cows, and buffaloes eventually entered an area overgrown with sharp canes. The heat of a nearby forest fire made them thirsty, and they cried out in distress. ते पश्यन्तः पशून् गोपाः कृष्णारामादयस्तदा जातानुत्तापा न विदुर्विचिन्वन्तो गवां गतिम्. Not seeing the cows before them, Krishna, Rama, and their cowherd friends suddenly felt repentant for having neglected them. The boys searched all around but could not discover where they had gone. तृणैस्तत्खुरदच्छिन्नैर्गोष्पदैरङ्कितैर्गवां मार्गम् अन्वगमं सर्वे नष्टा जीव्या विचेतसः. Then the boys began tracing out the cow's path by noting the hoof prints and the blades of grasses the cows had broken with their hoofs and teeth. All the cowherd boys were in great anxiety because they had lost their source of living livelihood. मुञ्जाटव्यां भ्रष्टमार्गं क्रन्दमानं स्वगोधनं सप्राप्य त्रिशीतः श्रान्तास्ततस्ते सन्यवर्तयन्. Within the Munja forest, the cowherd boys finally found their valuable cows who had lost their way and were crying. Then the boys, thirsty and tired, headed the cows onto the path back home. ता आहूत भगवता मेघगम्भीरया गिरा स्वनाम्नं निनदं श्रुत्वा प्रतिनेदुः प्रहसिताः. The Supreme Personality of Godhead called out to the animals in a voice that resounded like a rumbling cloud. Hearing the sound of their own names, the cows were overjoyed and called out to the Lord in reply. तथा सम्मन्ताद्दव धूमकेतुर्यमानां यदृच्छा भूतक्षयकृद्वनौकशां समीरितः सारथिनोल्बणोन्मुखैर्विलेलिहाना स्थिरजङ्गमा महान्. Suddenly, a great forest fire appeared on all sides, threatening to destroy all the forest creatures. Like a chariot driver, the wind swept the fire onward, and terrible sparks shot in all directions. Indeed, the great fire extended its tongues of flame toward all moving and non moving creatures. तमापतन्तं परितोद्दवाग्निं गोपाश्च गावा प्रसमीक्ष भीताः ऊचुश्च कृष्णं च बलं प्रपन्ना यथा हरिं मृत्यु भयार्दिता जनाः. As the cows and cowherd boys stared at the forest fire attacking them in all the sides, they became fearful. The boys then approached Krishna and Balram for shelter, just as those who are disturbed by fear of death approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The boys addressed them as follows: Krishna Krishna Mahavira, He Rama Mogha Vikrama, Davagnina Dahyamanan, Prapannam Stratum Arhataha. The cowherd boys said, O Krishna, Krishna, most powerful one, O Rama, you whose prowess never fails, please save your devotees who are about to be burned by this forest fire and have come to take shelter of you. नूनं त्वद्बान्धवा कृष्ण न चार्हन्ति अवसादितुं वयं हि सर्वधर्मज्ञा त्वन्नाथस्त्वत्परायणाः. Krishna, certainly your own friends shouldn't be destroyed. O knower of the nature of all things, we have accepted you as our Lord, and we are souls surrendered unto you. श्रीसुख उवाच वचो निशम्य कृपणं बन्धूनां भगवान् हरिः निमीलयतमाभ्यष्टलोचनानीति अभाषत. Shukadeva Goswami said, hearing these pitiful words from his friends, the Supreme Lord Krishna told them, just close your eyes and do not be afraid. तथेहि मीलिताक्षेषु भगवान् अग्निम् उल्बणं पीत्वा मुखेन तां कृच्छ्रद् योगाधीशो व्यमोचयत्. All right, the boys replied, and immediately closed their eyes. Then the Supreme Lord, the Master of all mystic powers, opened his mouth and swallowed the terrible fire, saving his friends from danger. ततश्च ते क्ष्णी तत sorry ततश्च ते क्षीणे उन्मील्य पुनर्बाण्ढीरम् आपीताः निशम्य विस्मिता आसन् आत्मानं गाश्च मोचिताः. The cowherd boys opened their eyes and were amazed to find not only that they and the cows had been saved from the terrible fire, but that they had all been brought back to Bandhira tree. कृष्णस्य योगवीर्यं तद् योगमायानुभावितं दावाग्निरात्मनः क्षेमं वीक्षते मे निरेमरम्. When the cowherd boys saw that they had been saved from the forest fire by the Lord's mystic power, which is manifested by his internal potency, they began to think that Krishna must be a demigod. गा सन्निवर्त्य साहाने सह रामो जनार्दनः वेणुं विरणयन् गोष्ठम् अगात् गोपैरभीष्टुतः. It was now late in the afternoon, and Lord Krishna, accompanied by Balarama, turned the cows back toward home. Playing his flute in a special way, Krishna returned to the cowherd village in the company of his cowherd friends, who chanted his glories. गोपीनां परमानन्द आसीत् गोविन्ददर्शने क्षणं योग सतम् इव यासां येन विना भवत्. The young gopis took the greatest pleasure in seeing Govinda come home, since for them even a moment without his association seemed like 100 ages. Thus ends this chapter 19 from the 10th canto entitled Swallowing the Forest Fire. So here we can see the Lord saves. for people who are surrendered, for the people who are dependent uh, on Him. And we can see, um, yeah, very quickly. Mm, no, the other way. Yeah, so here, just as Krishna, Balram, and cowherd boys were about to take their cows back home, the forest fire previously mentioned raged out of control and surrounded all of them. Mm. And um, and then we can see here in the verse 11, Shukadeva Goswami said, hearing these pitiful words from his friends, the Supreme Lord told them, just close your eyes and do not be afraid. This has so much, yeah, deeper understanding to it. One way to see this is we can see that this verse clearly reveals the simple, sublime relationship between Krishna and his pure devotees. So the devotees had complete surrender towards mm, Krishna. Yeah, this is what we can see. And similarly, we can see that Krishna is completely giving assurance that, oh, don't worry, hmm, everything will be all right. And in that way, in that way, here Krishna is assuring, and this is what we need to learn, that we should be dependent on Krishna. Uh, just a few minutes back, when we were hearing from His Holiness Jayadvaita Maharaj, he was saying, yeah, we are not dependent on science. He said, we are not dependent on uh, government. We are not dependent on all other things. We are not dependent on any other upadhis. We are simply depending on Krishna. And here we can see this. Uh, the cowhead boys, yeah, they were completely dependent on Krishna, and that's why as soon as when they have this, they immediately took shelter of Krishna, and Krishna also simply assured them, "Don't worry, I will hmm, give all protection." Hmm. So when he saw in one chapter, okay, um, 9, 90, okay, I'm just referring the Sarartha Darshini. Uh, and it says God, and here it says the absolute truth, the Supreme Almighty Lord is actually a young, blissful cowherd boy named Krishna. God is youthful and his mentality is playful. When he saw that his beloved friends were terrified of the forest fire, he simply told them to close their eyes and not be afraid. Then Lord Krishna acted, as mentioned in the next verses. So, and also in the next verse, we can see here, in the 12th verse, they said, "Oh, all right," and then they simply close their eyes. This shows the complete innocence and complete confidence in Krishna, displayed by the cowhead boys. Cowhead boys were suffering from extreme fatigue, hunger, and thirst, and were about to be consumed by horrible forest fire. All this is indicated in the word Krichrat, and that circumstances that he was facing is mentioned here. Hmm, give me, yeah, I didn't, I was not prepared that we will be referring the Sarartha Darshini. So, meanwhile, we see the purports from Prabhupada mentioning here Krishnasya Yoga Viryam Tad Yoga Mayanubhavitam. So he's saying the cowhead boys of Vrindavan simply loved Krishna as their own friend and exclusive object of devotion. So this is very Interesting, right? So when we see is we are dealing at a friendly level, we may sometimes not have this sense of devotion. But here, now they have exclusive object of devotion, means they are also giving complete respect and love, both in the in with the relation in the relation of friendship. To increase their ecstasy, Krishna displays to them his mystic potency and saved them from terrible forest fire. Hmm? So, I'm here now. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, verse number 12 again, the same text that we picked up. So Srila Vishnumat Chakravarti Thakur is saying, one boy said, "Listen, friends, Krishna knows everything about the powers of jewels and mantras to remove the effect of poison and fire." So this is the deeper conversation that acharyas are giving us is Krishna knows everything about the powers of jewels and mantras to remove effect of poison and fire. But these methods are not effective in the presence of others. Therefore, if we close our eyes, then Krishna will be alone. Huh? That is why he is telling us to close our eyes. One boy is saying that. Hearing this, the boys agreed and then closed their eyes. The word Bhagavan here indicates that Krishna was full of all great powers. Thus, though the fire was fierce, he was confident he could swallow it. Hmm. There is a story that Krishna was very thirsty at this time. Therefore, the forest fire, being both afraid and incapable of going against the will of Krishna, turned into a very cool and tasty drink. So, Krishna, when he was swallowing this fire, forest fire, first of all, it's unimaginable, right? Someone swallowing fire. Hmm? And here we can see Krishna has done it, and in fact, fire is also afraid and became cool, it seems. Hmm? The fire became a small drop on Krishna's tender hand, and then, as Yogadisha, the supreme controller of mystic power, he drank it. Some say that Yogamaya appeared at this time, and she herself took it from Krishna's hand and swallowed it. But this interpretation gives sorrow to the truthful devotee. In the word yoga, disho, yoga refers to Yogamaya, Adisha means master. Therefore, Krishna, the master of Yogamaya, swallowed the fire in his mouth. Ah. And it's also mentioned Mukhena can also mean method. Hmm? Like a prakara. Huh? By what method did Krishna swallow the fire? Since Krishna is Yoga Disha, he used the method of yoga and employed his Aishwarya Shakti to swallow the fire. The yeah, and then we read in the Prabhupada, the word Krachrat indicates the boys were suffering from intense fatigue, hunger, and thirst. Krishna delivered them from these difficulties by immediately bringing them under the cooling shelter of Bandera tree. Hmm. And then Krishnasya yoga viryam tad yoga mayanubhavitam. Yoga mayanubhavitam. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying this verse shows that though the cowhead boys had seen Krishna's amazing power, that awareness could not cover the sweetness of their Sakhya frame, as was the case of Arjuna and others. Yoga Virya means the power to attain or achieve extraordinary things. The miracle of getting saved from the fire was caused by Krishna's Yoga Maya Shakti. After seeing Krishna's supernatural power, the cowherd boys thought Krishna might be a demigod, Amara, since he had done something impossible for a human being. Nevertheless, the boys considered, because we are Krishna's friends, we are on the same level with him, therefore we must also be demigods. Thinking like this, Krishna's cowhead friends became overwhelmed with bliss. Hmm? And then the next verse Ga Sannivartya Sayahye Saha Ramo Janardana Venum Viranayam Goshtam agad gopair abhishtutah. So now, anyway, it became late in the afternoon, and now everyone is planning to go back. And Krishna was playing his flute. And then, when Krishna was returning, the cowherd village in the company of his cowherd friends who chanted his glories. The word Janardana, Vishnuvar Chakravarti Thakur is saying, suggests two things. Ardhana means pain and request. Krishna caused pain, Ardhana, to the residents, Jana. Janardhana, uh, of the forest when he decided to return home. Because anxious to meet the residents who are Jana of Raja, Krishna made the desire to request him to come home arise in their hearts. So Krishna made the residents of Vrajavasis who were waiting for him in the village uh, have this desire that we long to see you. And that's why Janardana, who pained the forest dwellers by leaving them, and who caused the Brajavasis to request his return, entered the village playing a special tune on his celebrated flute. So here what happened that, yeah, of course the Lord can be present everywhere, yeah, but the moment of separation intensifies the call for Krishna. That's why when Krishna was in the forest, the forest people who were in the forest, they were very happy, and but when he was leaving, it caused them pain. Yeah? This is one meaning of Ardhana, and the other meaning of Ardhana was request. So he made the Vrajavasis who are living in the village to long for Krishna and request him, oh Lord, please come. So in this way, both are Janas. One is the forest Jana, one is the village Janas, and Lord was yeah, intensifying, yeah, the loving relation. गोपीनां परमानंद आसीत् गोविंद दर्शने क्षणम युग सतम इव युग satam satam means 100 kshanam 1 second is compared to 100 yugas yasam yena vina bhavat. So in conclusion, I think this is the last verse. Yeah, in the conclusion, mm, it is said that the gopis took the greatest pleasure in seeing Govinda come back. Huh? Um, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, although everyone was blissful when Krishna entered the village, Mother Yashoda's bliss was outstanding because of her intense parental affection. This was described in chapter 14, verse 47. Now, this verse describes the extreme bliss of Rajagopis, Gopinam Paramananda, headed by Radharani. In terms of both quality and quantity, the gopis' love was superior. Parama. Parama means there was nothing beyond it. The uncommon quality of one particular gopi is being described here. This gopi experienced a moment of separation, kshana, vina, from Krishna as 100 millenniums. To express, to experience a moment as 100 yugas is the quality of Adhiruda Mahabhava. And who will have that? Yeah, we'll come to that. Adhiruda Mahabhava. The highest state of prema attained after proceeding through Rati, Rati, Prema, Sneha, Mana, Pranaya, Raga, Anuraga, Mahabhava. After comes Adhiruda Mahabhava. According to Ujjvala Neelamani, only gopis such as Radha possess this type of Mahabhav. The word Kshanam is neuter instead of its regular masculine gender because, anyway, this is grammar, maybe I can't explain, but this is the, yeah, Shukadev Goswami doesn't express which gopi was eagerly waiting, but yeah, he uses gopis. But actually here he is at in gopi nam paramananda. That level of happiness or bliss can be experienced by none other than Radharani. Adhiruda Mahabhava stage. Yeah. In elsewhere, I read the stages. The stages here we were reading as Rati, Prema, Sneha, Mana, Pranaya, Raga, Anuraga, Mahabhava. After that, one more stage comes, which is Mahabhava, Madanika Mahabhava, which means the Mahabhava which even conquers the uh, the level of Madana, who is Krishna's. Even the love of Krishna is, so to say, yeah, lesser compared to the love that Radharani has. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your patience. Yeah. Any questions, if anyone has, or something you want to share from what you may have heard already or seen about this forest fire?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, what did you mention that why did Krishna ask his friends to close his eyes?
Hmm. Krishna has to close his eyes so that, yeah, when someone is doing great feats, why we want to show off? Yeah, especially everyone were scared, right?
Yes,
This
yes.
is this is one. But what I'm saying is from the Acharya's commentary, we can see one of the boy was telling, yeah, I think Krishna wants to, yeah, Krishna who's the reservoir of all the powers, but he cannot do unless we close the eyes. Yeah, maybe, yeah, that is the reason Krishna is asking us to close the eyes. That is mood of one of the boys who were there.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, in this little Krishna cartoon series, they show there is a demon who is doing this forest fire. So, if there's some Acharya commentary that.
I too thought that, but in this short time, I mean, I couldn't refer. Yeah, I also saw or heard, I don't know, but yeah, sometimes maybe there are some other Puranas that gives us more details, but at least, yeah, from the then we see from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, it's not covered here, which means the other acharyas are also not covered, so I don't know. Yeah, maybe worth to check if, yeah. I think there was a once fire that was created by Kansa, but I think that is not related here.
Mhm.
Yeah. So maybe, yeah, we want to save time, or so maybe this Reliance who made this may would have missed both together, because there is elsewhere where um, to kill Krishna in the forest, there is a forest fire. The demon comes in the fire form.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Which
So,
demon was that is
uh,
Krishna? No.
it
Which,
was just Reliance, this Reliance series. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, no, I'm asking. I think there was, I think one of the asuras, Arishtasura, or who blows out fire to kill Krishna. He is also saying fire demon.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Prabhuji, this is the only Leela in which there is no demon or it is forest fire, and so the friends, yeah, they were astonished to see Krishna is taking the fire again, like in the last time in this Kalia Nag
Yeah, yeah,
Leela. So he had uh, swallowed.
yeah. The Lord is displaying different kinds of pastimes to reveal different kinds of Aishwarya, different kinds of Shaktis. Yeah. So some are in the mood of loving relationships, and some are, yeah, showing this. As we were saying, now there are these 12 rasas. Yeah. Of course, six are what do you call superior. The remaining, what, no, five. How many rasas? Shantaras. Anyway, people don't count Shantaras. So, Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras, Madhuryaras. So five. Yeah, five, and then there are seven other rasas. And yeah, so the Lord is. That's why it is said. The Lord has manifested all His wonderful leelas so that all these rasas are also displayed in Krishna leela. Hmm? That's what we see here. And yeah, here we can see how Krishna can easily make it easy. Yeah, he is the one who is all powerful. This is what we can see. He is Shaktiman. The Lord is Shaktiman, one who possesses Shakti. And this is one. Hmm? Usually we see fire. Fire is energy, right? Electricity or whatever we call. No, fire is an energy.
Yes.
So from where is it coming? Sun. And yeah, sun. Krishna is saying is sun and moon are my eyes.
Mm.
Yep.
Yes, it was also one nice this commentary from Acharya that you said.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, they thought that Krishna has some mantra. And
Yeah. Yeah, because they have heard. No? I think in this chapter, I think in this only one place it comes the because Garga Muni has predicted that Krishna, whenever there is a problem, then there is this demigods or whoever uh, mm, save, right? That's why in the end, after Krishna has done everything, they simply said, "Hey, I think Krishna is a demigod." Huh? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, "Na, Krishna is a demigod, which means we are his friends, that we are also his demigods, and because now we are special, so they felt great happiness."
yes,
Yeah, yeah, the Leela is actually expressing this bhav of kids, right?
yes, it is wonderful that
Yeah,
Lord enjoys this.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, nice point. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, then we will see us tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think it's about the rainy season, if I'm not wrong. The chapter is called the yeah, the rainy season and autumn in Vrindavan. Yeah. So there we will also appreciate the glories of gopis further from the commentaries. Until then, have a nice evening and see you tomorrow. वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेम। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
हरे